Does a crystal continue to grow after it's been removed from the ground? Now, throughout my career, this is probably the question that I get asked the most, to the point that I've even had to put a frequently asked questions section in our book which addresses the answer to this. That's how often I get asked this. And very often when people ask me, they frame it as if it's a stupid question. They say, oh, I'm sure this is a stupid question, but ... insert question. And it's not a stupid question. It's a perfectly reasonable one. However, the answer to this is a well-resounding no. And the reason for this, if you think about it, is quite simple. Now, bearing in mind that various different crystals form as a result of various different processes. This is a gypsum crystal, so it's an evaporate mineral. So what essentially happens is you get a supersaturated solution, and then as soon as that solution becomes too supersaturated, the water, which makes up a large proportion of that solution, evaporates, and then you are left with something like a calcium sulfate dihydrate mineral like gypsum, satin spar, selenite, anhydrite, things like that. Or, of course, you have things like quartz crystals, silicon dioxide or silicon and oxygen, which comes about as a result of sort of heating and cooling, and then atoms binding together as a result of them sort of magnetically being pulled together, because one is positively charged and the other one is negatively charged. Now, it's all rooted in the solution. So think of this as being the ingredients for the crystal. Think of it as assuming that a stew or some kind of recipe is going to continue to get bigger if you stop adding ingredients. It's very much the same thing. So in simple English, the answer to this is no. As soon as you remove a crystal from the ground, it is not going to continue to grow because you have removed it from the solution, which is the very mechanism by which ingredients were being added to that mineral in order to make it larger.